Hello and welcome back, everybody. We are going to go ahead and jump right back into where we left off and see what the rest of the story has for us. We got through the prologue last time. If you haven't seen that, definitely go ahead and check it out. But let's get started with kind of exploring Warsaw. Oh, I can't pet the doggy this time. How rude.
I felt something. Where is it? I felt some.
I'll gawk, but without lifting a finger. Just Vesna will bring it, Vesna will help. But if Vesna needs help with something, there's nobody to be found. That's not yours, don't touch. All these newcomers causing more problems.
Well, someone's not very happy. Vesna has left her distinct trace on the fruit. It consists of heart fluttering and a panic and throat painfully clenched. A bite of this apple would taste of pure fear. Alright, so this is kind of a cool concept. You can interact with different objects and get the feelings. That's kind of part of it, which is really cool. I actually like this design and story. I think it's laid out really well so far. And it's unique, which is a big thing, at least for the story side of things. And we get to explore the area here.
Am I sensing? I wanted to talk. Ma'am, please open the door.
Please go. We didn't invite any guests over. I'm telling you, go away, or I'll call for help. Help! Help! Somebody help me!
What are you doing here, you tramp?
I'm not looking for trouble. I just wanted to talk.
We'll talk, all right.
Oh, looks like we got some combat here. Let's see. Well, we can upgrade first, so let's see. Go over here and check our abilities. So we'll make our quick attacks a little bit more vital. Let's see how this goes. Oh, backstab. That'll work, right? I did not realize that guy had a weapon. I'm gonna go ahead and switch attacks and see if we can slow him down. Maybe I should have put that attack on the other dude. Oh no, he's still standing, so we're okay. We put it in the right spot. Now, if I do this right, we should take out both of them.
The devil sent you.
You could say that, sure.
I guess we could knock again and see what happens. But let's see if we can find anything else. One second. I see a little bit of lag on my side, so I'm going to try to lower everything down just a little bit. Let's see if this helps with frame rates. That does feel better. Alright, sorry about that. I thought I had it set up, but apparently I didn't. Finding more stuff out in the world. I'm going to knock a second time just to see what happens.
I wanted to talk. Ma'am, please open the door.
Please go. We didn't invite any guests over. Please leave. Please. Please.
Okay, I guess we'll leave her alone. She doesn't want to talk to us. Maybe there's something else in the world that we can look at. Says we have one here. Do we? Let's put it in my. Actually, let's do word. Let's upgrade our most common basic attacks here, and we'll continue to look around.
Am I sensing?
Dead goose. From the goose twisted neck flows anger and passion of a person who slaughtered the poor bird. The wave of emotion carries no desire for meat or feathers, only the sour taste of envy that the desire, or and envy and the desire for all of Bogdan's property to go to hell. Side quest.
Over my dead body. I reject this verdict.
Well, I expected as much, and he wanted to come see you himself. He was first to judge.
I said what I said, and I won't change my mind. Go away. You're attracting gawkers.
Not gawkers. A witness. And let him listen. He'll see it fairly. Sir, this liar and thief here stole a memento of my mother. And this witch says I'm supposed to hand my goose over to him too?
Because you strangled mine. And what do I care about some trinkets your mother left you?
Because we already know you strangled the goose, but you still haven't proved that Bogdan stole your pendant.
Where is the justice here?
It seems that the neighbors quarreled over a goose strangled in the act of revenge, a classic of the genre.
Why don't you relax and listen to the words of a wise woman?
Well, all in all, it's... I'm sorry, Bogdan.
Come inside, and tell me what you're doing here.
Maybe that was the wrong thing to do. Also, what's a little magic? They say that they say every nation has its demons, its phantoms, ghosts, and nightmares were created to make naughty children behave. But I have gone halfway around the world preaching the word of God and learned the truth. These demons, fiends, and devils cursed by God are real, and they are everywhere. In the distant Samaria, people whispered the name Bukavak, a cruel beast whose presence brings wrath and commands people to inflict violence on their neighbors. A fairy tale, you say? But I have seen the Bakuvak here in Pigorsky. I heard the rattle of his chains and felt his fangs digging into my neck and tugging at every fiber of my soul. And I felt the fury that this wraith brings with it, the anger from which there is no escape, the taste of blood in my mouth that no prayer can erase. May the holy walls of the Oblate Church stop this beast. Blessed Virginia, keep me safe. An unfinished letter. So, my dear son, my heart is crying. I have harmed you so that you write about me like this, that you renounce your legacy, your land, and your blood. I never said a word to you when you refused to farm with us, nor when you went to Tiflis to study. And now you're calling us stupid, backward. You repeat after the rector of yours, Kuzadek, the Georgian, your language is the language of dogs, and you want to write to me only in Russian? Child, Georgia flows in your blood. She is the salt in your tears and the glue in your bones. You will not renounce her. You can't. Someone has some issues there. Let's see.
The villagers seem to have a certain respect for you, ma'am, so I wanted to ask your help with something.
I'm not getting any younger, boy. Talk before I drop dead.
Okay, so there's some dialogue choices that I can't unlock yet until But let's try this.
A lot of people benefit from your wisdom. They're superstitious and timid, as far as I've been able to figure out. Easy to control, right?
Pot calling kettle. That, my boy, that you can ask that charlatan with fancy dress and beard. Who takes advantage of who here? Bah, the people here are believers, of course. But the spirit in the village is real too.
Is this spirit you're talking about, not a person?
I heard it howling. That's nothing human. One evil spirit here persecutes people, and you can hear it now and then, sometimes. Tragedies attract it, and impure thoughts. We here call it a Bukovac.
Well, I
Other
mispronounced that
places
horribly.
Probably call it other things.
An evil spirit's an evil spirit. It torments people and turns their weaknesses against them.
And what if I told you I could get rid of it?
I'd say I'll believe it when I see it. And I'd ask, how else can I help you?
Well then, I hope you'll still be alive when I get back, madam.
Alright, so it looks like we got more to investigate. But man, I completely butchered that. This game's going to be a challenge for pronunciation, so I will apologize in advance, just in case I butcher anything really horribly. Oh, that's leaving town. Where does it want me to go? It says this way.
Excuse me. I need to get to the local cemetery. Could you give me a lift?
I've only just come back from the post office this morning. I'm not getting the horse going again. Back to the cemetery. It's not like anyone there is going to run away. And look, my horse is more dead than alive.
I'll be right back.
Alright, well, can't go that way then. Manipulation. You can use your powers to be... We actually already saw that. Let's go see if we can find anything else in this village. Salt on the doorstep. Salt protects from unwanted visitors and other misfortunes. Although it's already become moldy from disuse, it carries the memory of the spirit of the one who wielded it. A loner by choice with a disposition as tart as juniper berries. The shaft has overgrown with the thorns and bitter words, but there are others warm, delicate as rose petals. They betray a love for someone who's not afraid of thorns, a love that is difficult but not accepting to violence. Well, we are learning more and more about the world. See if there's anything down here to look at. We really need to get this lady to talk to us, so we'll try it one more time.
I wanted to talk. Ma'am, please open the door.
Please go. We didn't invite any guests over. Please leave. Please, please.
Alright, that's not gonna work. So we have to be missing something. A hand-carved and elaborately painted wooden box. The box is marked with words of love as sweet as kisses, the names of Vesna and Luca entwined, cuddling tenderly against the wood, against the delicate carving, trying to protect them from damp and rain, from all the evil the world carries with it. Okay. And then we got one more thing here to kind of look at. Dischards, the broken ceramic trembles with anger and frustration. The quarrel erupted suddenly, spewing out vial of mutual complaints and grievances. Its sweet and pungent taste, stupefied, compelled, screaming, finger pointing, and hurting. The frenzy lasted until all involved were out of breath. Domestic squabbles. In the house lived a married couple who do not mince their words. They argue violently, loudly, until they are out of breath, but they persist together despite everything. Okay. So now we learned a little bit more about Vesna here. Let's honestly just try to keep these balanced. Reduce focus by 1 additional point if the enemy is in a suffering state. So we'll apply this to the one that reduces the focus. So now we'll take 2 instead of 1. The village residents. Rasputin. Alright. I like the idea of having to look around for clues and kind of investigate stuff. Although I'm not sure how I feel about the combat yet. The whole picking between attacks in a turn base, it's unique to an extent, but it feels a lot like rock, paper, scissors. And I hope that's not going to be kind of how all the combat plays out. Hopefully we get like more spells and stuff like that along the way. I'm not seeing anything else that we can look at here. Nope. Okay. I wonder if since we found out more about this person, will they now let us talk to them? Because they're supposed to find the person with a flaw, but I can't find anyone that's marked.
I wanted to talk. Ma'am, please open the door.
Please go. We didn't invite any guests over. Please leave. Please, please.
Nope, okay. Well, we tried. I guess we'll have to figure out where else to go. I know we're supposed to go to the cemetery, but he's not going to take the horse as of yet. So there has to be something we are missing. Oh, there's another trail here. Where does it go? Rag. The coachman uses the rag to wipe sweat from his forehead. The rag reeked with the sour odor of fatigue, attempts to free the wheels from the soft soil. made the spine crack like a fishbone and the muscles burn with fire, and no one would help. Such was his job, such was his fate. Shovel. The shovel still shows traces of mud, ice, and the coachman had to free the wagon wheels from the soft soil that engulfed it. The coachman is tired and weary. He worked hard at unloading the wagon alone, and all the dreams of is the moment of rest. I can relieve the suffering. Okay.
I'm not going anywhere.
Maybe you'll change your mind and drop me off at the cemetery after all.
Well, on the other hand, this place isn't much more exciting than the cemetery, and I meant to take the horse out for a ride, so get on.
Okay. I see what we're doing here. We are using our powers to get what we need. Which works. Wait, are we at the cemetery now? Yeah, okay.
You're alive. Does that mean I helped, Thaumaturge?
I don't have enough words to thank you for what you've done for me. I haven't felt this way in years.
I'm glad I could help.
When I heard you were at the cemetery, I was sure I'd see you resurrecting the dead.
Not yet. Today I'm just praying for rest for Vasily's soul. The whole village is suffering after his loss. He was the elder here.
He cursed this place. Since he died, darkness and misfortune have hung over the village.
You see, to them, every harm comes down to witchcraft. They believe that after Vasily's passing, the village was possessed by some monster that howls at night or some other Yafits.
Locals are saying that since the death of the village elder, a doom has hung over the village. Minor quarters have immediately turned to bloody fights, and people are tense and withdrawn. Things are not looking good.
What changed in the village after the elder died?
It's all dreadful, sir. Everything's gone topsy-turvy. When folks get to arguing now, they're so hot-headed, before you know it, they're at one another's throats. Ladies have no patience for kids, nor lads for ladies, nor neighbors for neighbors. Any word might seem offensive and like an insult waiting to happen. Then you've got to fight.
Tragedies such as Vasily's death leave their mark on everyone. It takes time to come to terms with something like this. That doesn't mean this place is possessed by dark forces.
How did this elder die?
There was a fire, sir. Flames shooting sky high, and him burning, swearing, speaking curses. And the curse stuck. Those ruins seem a profaned place now. A wicked spirit has taken over the blighted land.
Don't encourage her. Once she gets going, it can't be stopped.
This could also be the work of a Salita.
What do you mean?
The elder's death. Vasil's death was not peaceful. The elder died in the flames that consumed his house. The ruins are thought to be cursed. Locals speak of them with horror.
As you were healing me, I had a dream, a vision. But on the borderline of sleep and wakefulness, I thought I saw a Salutor. That's what might be influencing the villagers in Wailing at night.
They're good people, but none too bright, Victor. I'm afraid they might be talking about a train.
The wise woman was saying the evil spirit is a book of hatch.
Does the creature hunting you rattle chains, slither around, and have a mouth full of giant fangs?
A book of hatch.
Where did this elder live?
I'll show you. Let's allow Vasily's soul to rest for today. Amen.
Superstitions. A woman in the cemetery claims the village is haunted by a lich. A peaceful and happy village, not quite. The villages are riled up and on the point of breaking, laying the blame for their troubles on the actions of a Bakovac. And they are trying to defend themselves against this dark force with folk methods. Explains assault we saw outside the wise woman's door. There has to be something else in this cemetery to look at. Oh, maybe. Elder Vasily's grave. Elder Vasily died only a year ago, and his tombstone has clearly already been damaged. Why? Stone strikes against stone, heavy, guided by a hateful hand. The blows carry anger, despair, chaos. The tombstone cracks and crumbles, but it's not enough. Death is not enough. Vandalizing a grave is not enough. Nothing will ever be enough. We can get back on the wagon. Is there anything to look at over here, though? Nope, guess not. Let's go to the burned homestead. And we're almost coming up to that 30-minute mark, so we'll take a look around here and see where it goes, and then from there we'll decide if we'll end the episode here or maybe stretch it just a little bit longer this time.
What do you expect to find in this place? The fire was almost a year ago.
Time doesn't matter much here. I'm looking for clues and personal traces that will lead me to whoever's carrying the flaw that lured the Salutor here.
I see. I thought I could be helpful to you, but I don't really understand what you're telling me.
People always leave behind individual bits of their personality, even on everyday objects and such. I can decipher the thoughts and actions imprinted on these objects, and then match them to their owner. This lets me gather immense knowledge about a person, especially if I need to find someone.
What else can you do?
Above all, flaws are deeply hidden marks left on human souls. They form under the influence of tragic events.
What does that have to do with salutors? Is that Latin?
Yes, from the word newcomer. People have always taken salutors to be spirits, demons, or imps.
Like from those fairy tales, the wise woman and the other old crones tell the locals.
Sometimes, those sorts of fairy tales and legends describe how humans perceive a salutor. They don't take a physical form. Salutors are attracted to the flaws hidden within people. Thaumaturges discover these flaws inside someone, bring them to the surface, and adopt them to lure the salutor. Those are the moments when I've usually failed. I haven't been able to hold on to a salutor. I didn't know how to bind one to myself.
What about you? Do you have a flaw?
It doesn't matter. The important thing is that I can now catch my next salutor. Make another bond with it, and its power will allow me to start influencing people. Thanks to your help, I can once again discover people's flaws and the salutors hiding behind them. And I think I'm now able to catch my second salutor. Why did you want to come here with me?
I have never gotten to know a Thaumaturge so closely. I'd like to learn as much as possible about your abilities.
If I do manage to catch another Salutar, that would be a very rare occurrence, in fact. An ordinary Thaumaturge wouldn't even try more than once. Only a few have multiple Salutars.
Why?
Because they're afraid. Like the ones who claimed humans wouldn't learn to fly or even reach the pole. But the failure of others doesn't mean those people are right. It means a mistake was made somewhere.
Isn't this exactly the sort of thinking that caused your problems that led you to me?
That doesn't matter anymore.
Then what's changed?
This time, I've got you with me. I need to look around this place a little more.
I won't stop you.
All right. And I think that will do it for this episode. Before I start spending more time looking around and reading everything off, this is about the 30-minute mark, so we'll go ahead and call it there. If you enjoyed the second episode, go ahead and like, comment, subscribe, and when we come back next time, we'll take a look at these burned remains and see what we can find. Once again, everyone, thank you for joining me, and have a great day.